And how do we plant our feet on the ground and not get carried away by the anxiety that society is falling apart? In the face of chaos, how do we feel optimistic and act with purpose and agency? And what does it mean to be a good person and act ethically? There was nothing I could see in our current culture that was strong enough to provide a ballast. I needed a strong dose of wisdom to get through this harrowing passage of time. But where to find it? In my previous books exploring the internet and globalization, This Restless Life, and the wellness industry, Wellmania, I'd also been on a quest looking for answers. With this book, I was also looking for something, but not out there. I was looking inside. I was searching for the tools to develop an inner life, an inner fortitude that would serve me until the end. This wisdom would guide my intuition, how I treated people, how I navigated the world, and how I coped with it all, disappointment and loss, joy and abundance. But it would work inwards too, creating meaning and a map, orienting a moral compass, and creating the ability to be calm and courageous during times of global chaos and in a chaotic personal life. By happenstance, more of that later, I found the wisdom I'd been searching for deep in the past, in the ancient Greco-Roman philosophy of Stoicism. The Stoics, always useful, seemed even more necessary in March 2020. They whispered from the past, "We're here. We're here. We've always been here." And so into the past I went. I found a time not unlike our own, full of chaos, war, plagues, pestilence, treachery, corruption, anxiety, overindulgence, and fear of a climate apocalypse. Those times were populated by people questing for the answers that we crave today. In ancient Stoicism, I found people just like us, longing to find meaning and connection, to feel whole and tranquil, to love and be loved, to have a harmonious family life, fulfilling and meaningful work, intimate and nourishing friendships, a sense of contributing to your community, belonging to something greater than yourself, a wonder at the natural world, flashes of deep awe, a head full of questions about how it all came to be, and finally, coming to terms with letting it all go, at some point, not of your choosing. We're here. We're here. We've always been here. And so it was to the Stoics I went, falling down the 2 millennia towards them, in a quest to find out if the old ways can help us now. How I came to write this book, and why. I first came across the philosophy of Stoicism in 2018, started researching it and writing about it for this book in 2019, and completed the project in mid-2022. The period between starting and finishing this book was so strange, disordered, chaotic, unprecedented, and so desperately requiring the thing I was writing about that the project seemed eerily preordained. Deep in the trough of the pandemic, knowing Stoicism became a gift. It was like being in a sci-fi novel where the hero is propelled into the future with a superpower that, if used correctly, will set her free. But how I became immersed in these ancient teachings, which exist today, with a few notable exceptions, largely in fragments and in the notes of their students, was initially a matter of chance. In September 2018, the foreign editor of The Guardian, a colleague and good friend, Bonnie Malkin, forwarded me an enticing press release. The subject line read, "Want to be happy? Then live like a Stoic for a week." Run by academics at Exeter University in the UK, this was an online experiment that involved around 7,000 people trying to live like an ancient Stoic for a week, undertaking daily readings and discussions. Their happiness levels were tested at the start and the end of the week, with the university trying to ascertain whether the Stoic way of life caused a measurable shift in happiness. "Maybe I could do a fun column on it," suggested Bonnie. According to the Stoic Week press release, there were 5